right. Let me get this stream going. Hello, everyone. Let me log in to all of my accounts. Let me know if you can hear me if you log in. All right, can I see everything? There are ads on my live. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Hi, Max. Good to see you. Here. Sideways. Come on now. There we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good to see you guys. Hey, Tanya. Good to see you. I was going to go live yesterday, but I know today is Brittany's birthday, so I hope Brittany pops on because she said she wanted a little special stream, and she is such an important subscriber, so we'll see if she hops in today. Unfortunately, today I'm having one of those weird low energy days, a high pain day with like all my fibromyalgia, and then just a super lethargic day. I had so much on my to-do list, and I was supposed to film a video, edit all this stuff, and hey, Icy, good to see you. And then it was just one of those days I woke up and I was like, yeah, I'm not getting any of that done today. So I woke up, I ate some top ramen, and then I took a nap. And so I'm still kind of waking up from my nap. So apologies for the lethargy. But today we have another finally. Hey, Eastside. Yeah, welcome to a live. I normally do these on Wednesdays, although I haven't been like that consistent. But glad to see your name pop up in the chat because that's always the fun side of things. But today we're going to be reacting to another video. This one isn't a story time, but it is an old, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched it back yet because I wanted to like get my true reaction, but it is a vlog maybe, or like a try on haul. So this was also about like 5 years ago when I first moved to Los Angeles, and I was trying to do the whole like influencer thing. And the main idea of this video that I wanted to talk about was I was really struggling with my personal style. So I love thrifting. As you guys know, I go thrifting like too much. And for a long time, especially when I moved to LA, I could not find my personal style. And I was spending all this money going and buying so many clothes. And this was also, if you guys were in the very beginning of my journey here on YouTube, I did this thing where like I would only wear green because that was the best that I could do with my personal style. And so the video that we're going to react to is a try on haul of a thrift haul and how I'm like complaining about how I don't know how my personal style is. But I'm pretty sure I'll have a different perspective of it now because I understand what was happening is that it was because of my OSDD and because I had these parts and because I couldn't satisfy a lot of my parts. There was a lot of shame going on, a lot of lack of confidence. So we're just going to go through it and see some of these outfits, if I can give a new perspective and if I would wear them now, because a lot of my style has changed since then. Erin, yay! Thanks for hopping in. I always love seeing your name pop up in my comments because that's part of my name. So I go, hey, spelled the same way and all. Love to see it. And for Australia, I do it for my Australian fans. That's why. So thanks for being here. Well, with that being said, let's hop in to this video, this reaction, I guess. What are my hotkeys again? Hang on, I gotta start this over. Okay. But yeah, so oh no, hang on. Why is it 27 seconds in? Okay, here we go. And then some, welcome back. Okay, so what I can tell you right away is that this is getting into, let me see. Hi guys. Okay, so I'm still in my sublet here, so I'm not quite LAJC yet. I am still most likely COVID JC here. So COVID JC, if you guys saw the last live stream, we got to know her a little bit. She was very meek and mild and kind of coming out of a relationship, kind of coming out of moving home, but then also during COVID where it was like rough for everyone and everything was just awful in the world. But this was also like when things were opening back up and like shopping started again. And so I was able to go out and about again. I also think that's probably why I did a lot of shopping during this era, because we were locked down for so long and couldn't do anything that I was like, get me out of here. So this is COVID JC. So let's see if we can start seeing any of the LA influence starting to come through.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is JC and I just turned 27 years old. But yes.
The sound effects.
So I figured that now that I'm 27 and I'm finally like living on my own, living out my dreams,
Mary.
it is time
Illinois.
to figure out what the heck my personal style is. So I recently did a video where I did a Marshalls haul, and I kind of briefly touched there that
Look how tan I was.
I have no personal sense of style. I don't have any style. I just wear clothes. Basically, I just go into any kind of stores, see what's trending, and I buy those based on what I see my friends wearing or just what's based on the mannequin. I have no sense of like how to create an outfit or how to personalize, you know, the way I'm creating these ensembles.
So with this, Max says ad or ad. Did you get an ad, or is AD short for something? So the other thing with this is it's interesting during this time because I used to have a really strong sense of personal style growing up. And over time, I just started to lose it. And I'm pretty sure I'll go over that in this video. But it's interesting because when I moved out and moved to LA on my own, I think I was like, well, I want to start doing it. There was an ad. That's weird. I didn't know I could do ads or that I have them on. I thought the ads, you know, I set up ads, but only when like it plays afterwards, like the replay part. That's weird. I don't know if I can mess with it now. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, I'm new to live streaming. I don't want it to be interrupted. Wait, so then for that 20 seconds, did you miss what I said for the 20 seconds or does it pick back up? This is so new for me because I don't want there to be ads for the live stream and then have you miss things. The ads are supposed to be there after it gets uploaded. Yes? Oh. Hang on. Let's see if I can fix this in real time then, because I don't want that. I used to live stream on Twitch years ago when I was like, oh, I want to be an influencer. I got to do everything. And so I tried live streaming on Twitch. So I was a little bit more familiar with that platform for live streaming. I'm new for YouTube. Ads. Okay, I'm turning ads off. I hope that doesn't like end the stream or anything. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Okay, save. Okay, yeah, we'll say that. I mean, I am trying to make money, so ads wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but not for the live when like you miss what I'm talking about, you know? Okay, so I think I turned them off. Hopefully that worked. Hey, Maritza, good to see you. How have you been? Happy for you to join the live. We are watching some old personal style videos while I still work on some of these settings. Okay, let's hop back into this video.
So I decided to treat myself for my birthday and go thrift shopping out here in LA. And
my voice is so funny.
Thrift shopping is so great. Like some of the stuff here is like the high level stuff and they just have so much to choose from. But what I really liked about it was that it's all still very fashionable. And I think that I'm kind of learning more of how I can work with these pieces and create outfits that work for me. So what I'm looking to do is kind of essentially create a capsule wardrobe of pieces that I feel most importantly comfortable in, but also confident in, as well as kind of like create a brand for myself. You know, I'm sick of just wearing like basic plain clothes and then throwing on jeans and calling that fashion when it's not really fashion. I don't think I'm still anywhere close to what I've created here being considered fashion, but I think I am getting closer to being a little bit more, you know, comfortable in going to my closet and creating an outfit as opposed to just throwing on a shirt and jeans.
I think it's also important during this time. So where I lived with my ex, we lived in this town that was like basically the middle of nowhere. There was no, like the nearest mall was an hour away. There was nowhere to shop. I was doing all of my shopping at Ross. Like that was Ross and Target were like the best I could do. And so I would go thrift shopping a lot, but even then I'd find things and I'd be like, ooh, this is cool, but then I wouldn't know how to wear it. So I'm glad to see that this version of me was like expanding my horizons, but the green thing comes up a lot. I don't want to say what city, but it's in SoCal and it's on the way to Palm Springs. It's in that like middle area where there's a middle of nowhere.
On my style, I think growing up in high school,
I don't know why I won't say the city. It was called Beaumont. That was so weird. Something in my head just immediately reacted and said, don't say the city. I don't know why. I don't live there anymore. It's called Beaumont. I don't know what that reaction was. Sorry.
I would wear a lot of just baggy t-shirts, shorts, and tennis shoes, call it a day. Or my terms of statement pieces, I would actually wear just neckties without like a collar. Or sweater vests.
I love sweater vests.
And I'd consider that fashion because it was just a piece on its own.
Yes.
Then as I got older and
those are going to come up later at the end of this video because I use these photos currently a lot now for all of my fashion stuff. So I'm glad I even referenced it there. That baggy shirt though, hang on, let me go back to that baggy shirt. You guys, I would legit, this was my style at one point. I just wore the baggiest jeans and the baggiest shirts because I was like, I don't know. Oh, can you even see me? Here, let me move. Look at that baggy shirt. That's crazy. I liked Argyle a lot, but I would just be like, ooh, I like this pattern. And so then I'd wear it. That was the best I could do at this point. But when it gets into the whole, like how I would wear ties and vests sort of thing, that was more representative of when I had like an actual sense of style.
Today, or my terms of statement pieces, I would actually wear just
but then I would just get so scared because I would get made fun of when I would wear these ties, these sweater vests, these vests.
I consider that fashion because it was just a piece on its own.
So then I got self-conscious.
You're able to go to like bars and clubs. I actually would go to a line dancing bar once a week with all of my friends. And the outfit there is just tiny shirt, tiny shorts, and your cowboy boots. And you just wear that every week. And I found that I was always very uncomfortable. I felt like I had too much skin showing. I just never fully felt like completely satisfied with the way that I looked, despite it being essentially the uniform for bars and clubs.
So when I was a line dancing regular, that was probably at the height of my body image issues because, like she said, the girls were wearing the teeniest, tiniest shorts, these crop tops, and like boys didn't want to dance with me. And it was like really disheartening kind of thing. So I forgot that was also kind of around this time when I was going line dancing a lot. I was line dancing right before COVID hit because then, of course, all the bars shut down. So, okay, now I'm getting into the mindset of what she's talking about.
You know, I am being very influenced by TikTok, by the fact that I'm living in LA. I am kind of absorbing all these influences and kind of reaching back into my past in the sense of the comfort levels and the statement pieces that I was looking for. And I think I'm starting to get to a point where I can look cool. I don't know. You guys be the judge. You tell me. But so I'm just going to show you some of the pieces that I got as well as some of the outfits.
Yes, try on haul. Let's get to it.
Let me know if you guys have any like advice. Like I just need guidance. I need Queer Eye to come and make over my life because I don't even know what I like. So let me know if you have any tips in regards to styling jewelry, which is something I don't even go into that realm.
That's so funny. I only recently started wearing jewelry. I could never wear jewelry because it was so overstimulating for me. Actually, because we'll probably won't touch on the jewelry thing again. I'll bring that up from an OSDD perspective. I never wore jewelry. At best, I wore my Fitbit. And it's because I would feel like strangled and suffocated by jewelry. I would wear rings out and I would come home with none of them back on my fingers because I would get overstimulated and throw them, or I would have to take them off when I washed my hands. So if you guys watch Shadow Brains, you would know that washing hands was a big thing for me. And every time I washed my hands, I would have to take off every ring, every bracelet, wash my hands. And I just stopped putting things back on. I would find necklaces to be so suffocating. So I never wore jewelry. And now I know it's because of, again, if you watch Shadow Brains, I was switching so much that when I would switch, I would kind of come to and get overstimulated, get more in my body and be like, I need to change. Like, this doesn't feel like me. This didn't get put on. Like, I didn't choose this. And so I hated jewelry. Max says, I'm the same way with jewelry and watches. Yeah, I don't like it. I always felt like I was wearing a costume. Yes. It just feels like, I don't know. It's like I have too much on, and I appreciate now how much it adds to an outfit. But even now, it's funny. You could see I have 2 earring holes and I only keep these loop ones in because I don't have a second pair of loop earrings, which is weird. I have this other pair that I always wear, but they're not flat on the back. And so like I nap a lot and I sleep a lot. So they stab me in the head. So I have to take those off every single night. I don't know why I don't just get a second pair of hoop earrings and just keep them in at all times. But it's so funny because I didn't realize how much I hated jewelry, but now I'm just like, oh, it's just because I was getting overstimulated. And now that I've like solved a lot of those problems, then checks out. That's kind of fun. I get it.
Or like shoes or hair, like just anything, because I still think I am trying to.
Laptop's not plugged in. Oh my gosh, it's gonna die. Hang on. I unplug. Wow, that would have been a close one. Okay, good call. Good call. Moving along.
Come to terms with who I want to be and how I want to present myself into the world. But I have been blabbering on for too long. Point is, let's see.
She's so sweet. She's so like, well, I just am trying to find my personal style. I don't know. Like, you can tell how much my humor just evolves over the years, but it's just funny to like see
I got
it.
from the thrift store. So the first things I wanted to point out that I just kept going to thrift stores and I kept being attracted
Clip-on earrings.
to these like short sleeve
I might have to try those.
button-down shirts. And I don't know if it's because I'm on gay TikTok or not, where I just see like all of the attractive lesbians wearing like.
Hey, I don't think I came out as bi yet at this point. I think I knew, but I don't think it was like a thing yet. That's funny that I say that.
A tiny crop top with these like button-up shirts open. I don't know why, but I really like that look. And so I think I kept being attracted to these like they almost look like the shirts my brother would wear growing up, like as a little kid and how adorable he was. I want to wear those. I do
like the button-ups.
A couple of these button-downs. And so I got like this green one, which you'll see.
I don't think I ever wore that. I never wore that.
Oh, let me tell you, I saw this shirt and I just had to have it. Like it was pink, which is like within the 3 colors that I wear. And
this might also be kind of important to share. So this was weirdly when I just got started like in my social media influencer journey on my Instagram. I was doing that thing. You could go back and look, but I was doing the thing where it was like a different color each time and it was like a color grid. And so my colors were like yellow, pink, and green. And so I had to switch off every single time, yellow, pink, green. And that actually helped me with like identifying my personal style in the sense of like, okay, like if you like it and it's pink or it's green, then like it must be okay. And so that's what I think she's talking about with the like, oh, it's in my color scheme. Like it was the Instagram colors that I chose for myself. But I'm pretty sure I still have this shirt. And I'm pretty sure that
was this Hawaiian
I don't remember what else is in this haul.
It looked like I was going to Margaritaville, basically. And I was like, I don't know if I will ever wear this, but it was calling to me. I needed it. And it was like $3. How could I pass it up? So I got this shirt. I needed to pick up a lot of like bottoms.
What? Do I not try them on?
Again, I'm trying to create a capsule wardrobe. So I don't want to just buy a bunch of dresses. I wanted to get
Wait a
pieces that I
second.
could work and use with other things. So I needed
I
a
try
pair
them
of
on.
white pants. So I got a pair of white pants. These are Anthropology pants, and they were exactly my size. The only thing I didn't realize until I bought them was that they weren't skinny jeans. They were more of like a straight leg. And I
was still wearing skinny jeans at this time.
Gonna work for me.
Sign of the time,
so I
you
wore these pants
guys.
with a crop top and then
Okay, here we go.
opened up button down shirt. And then when I threw on
Okay, so I would never wear this now. One, I do wear a lot of button-ups, but I would wear it buttoned up and tucked in if this were my outfit now. But I also think that it's so funny that I'm like, oh my God, they're not skinny jeans. I don't know how to wear them. It's so true because I had these pants and I never wore them because I couldn't figure out how to wear straight jeans. That's the other thing is that I was like, I only know how to wear skinny jeans. It's all I ever wore. I was in the pop punk emo era. I only know how to wear these things with Vans. Like, what do I do? And so, yeah, the color grids. Oh my gosh. It was like the color grids is like a math puzzle because I'd have to go out and I'd find backdrops that were like, you know how like they've painted wings everywhere in LA? I'd go be like, oh, there's some yellow wings. I'll go do a photo shoot there. And then I'd take a few photos and save them for my grid. It was a whole thing. Like, those were the days of Instagram, though, where like you actually tried that hard. So funny. But I just think it's so funny how I'm sitting here being like, oh my God, not skinny jeans. I don't know how to work them. And I didn't because I never wore these pants again. I wore this shirt again but
on a
not
pair of,
styled like this.
Heels or sandals. The straight leg part didn't actually bother me as much as I thought it would. I actually kind of liked it, and I don't have anything like it. I also really liked it when I wore it with my Jimmy Buffett shirt because
Jimmy
again, it
Buffett
just
shirt.
looks like I'm going to a resort or like I'm a rich aunt.
So the other thing with these outfits is that I learned that I had to do a lot of exploring. Hey, learning and glowing. Welcome to the live. We're just going over some of my silly style hauls from a previous time because I'll have different thoughts on it now. What's funny is that now I can sew. And so if this were me, I would never do this like tie front thing. Hang on. It's funny I say that because I'm pretty sure like this shirt that I have on is one of those. It came like this though, okay? It was designed to have that. Terrible example, but I wouldn't do this with a button up now. But now that I know how to sew, I could probably fix this up nowadays. But I had this green shirt. I think I still have this green shirt. So this was one where I was just like, olive green. This was my color. And it was like, whenever I needed that in my color grid, this ended up being my go-to shirt. So I kept this one for a while. This pink Jimmy Buffett shirt. Nope. I think I would wear this now, but not with this style. I would make it a lot more cooler. And I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. Let's scoot forward. Ooh, what is this for?
Well, it's just like a little bit of skin. I also got a brand new pair of black pants because I needed them. These
still have those.
Fit me like a glove. So when I went to the thrift store, you obviously you can't use the fitting rooms right now because we're still in a pandemic.
This is so funny
because I did is I actually did the whole trick where you kind of like measure with your elbow type. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show this trick.
Oh,
so I did this with my current.
This is so funny because back in the day, like when you're just getting started on YouTube and you don't know what you want to do or what you want to talk about, to me, like watching this in hindsight, I'm just like, stop talking so much. Like, stop, show me the clothes. Like I explained so much, which I think is so funny because it's like when you're starting out, it's kind of like, who cares? Like, show us the clothes. I don't care about every little like, oh, these fit me great. Like, but then so many other influencers make it that way. And so many other people like have a whole career off of that. So I don't know why I'm being so judgmental right now, but I'm already going to skip ahead to some of these. Okay, so this outfit is so funny because I have these pants still. I love these pants. They're skinny jeans and I still wear them. But this outfit I would never wear because I was trying to be so sexy with it. And I was trying to make it so that like, even in the previous outfits I showed you, like, okay, I don't have enough skin showing. So I have to tie it and make it cropped because I don't feel cute or sexy enough. And here I paired them with heels. Those were like my wedding heels. Those were the heels that like, oh, I don't wear those on a day-to-day basis. Like what's going on thing. I didn't know about the elbow thing. I know about the neck thing. Oh, so the elbow thing, it's actually really good. It works for me perfectly. Try it on your own pants that you have at home and make sure that it actually works. But from here to here with my fist, that is exactly where I like my jeans to lie because I like high waist jeans. So if it goes here, here, and then I stick my arm into the pants and the crotch should be from here to here. That's how I know it's high waisted. And that's how I know that this part of the high waisted pants is going to be this length. That's how I know it's going to be my size. Again, I've been thrifting for like 15 years. So like I know all the weird little tricks to be like, all right, this is going to fit me, but try it out if you go out and about. Jeggings are fun. I like jeggings, but let's skip ahead a little bit. Ooh, what's this face for? What'd I say?
And I can also tie it up for a different kind of look to show a little bit of skin, but also give that same kind.
Yeah, see, I don't know why I'm like tying my shirts like this. I never ever did this. I never wore it that way. I just think that I didn't know how to pair. Like, I like this shirt. It's such a fun pattern, but now I don't look appealing enough for the male gaze. So how do I make it that way? And I know that's what's going through my head during this time period, especially being newly single and being like, okay, well, how do I blend my fun personality and like the clothes I want to wear with something that's going to make me look attractive? And I can see that now of like how that's how I'm styling it. Because if you gave me these options now, I would never wear it like this. But again, I'll save that
like
for the end.
Cutesy fun persona?
Alter part, perhaps? Wait, let me go back.
That same button-down shirt opened up with like a little bralette in between, underneath, and then some sandals or some heels to kind of dress it up. I also have a lot of other shoes to make it more casual and dressed down. And then again, I can also tie it up for a different kind of look to show a little bit of skin, but also give that same kind of like cutesy fun persona
Part.
look.
Jaycee, you have a mental disorder. It's called
Representation?
parts.
I don't know. And then the last pair of pants I got were these tan pair of pants. These don't fit me that great. They're a little
This
bit
outfit
tight
makes me
around
laugh.
the midsection, but I just thought when I was
What is that? Am I going to Jurassic Park and then the club later? Am I a safari hunter who moonlights at night? What is this outfit? Like
styling these, I thought it was so funny because I kept making looks, and I went from like a Cuban resort to
Cuban
now
resort.
looking like Jurassic Park. Like I straight up look like Jurassic Park chic. And
dang, I stole my own joke. I'm too in her head. Dang it. So embarrassing.
I'm okay with that. I think it's because that this with like the green.
I never wore those
my
pants
color
again.
Palette, it's so the colors that I constantly wear that it kind of gives this like safari chic look. And again, I don't know. I just liked it. I thought it was fun.
I also think too,
Or what I mainly went for was I have been loving wearing giant baggy t-shirts. And that's because I'm working from home. I'm just living here. I just wear just a baggy t-shirt all day. But when, my landlord calls me out to like go sign some paperwork or something, I can tie it up in a cute knot, throw on some jeans, and it's a whole outfit on its own. So I actually went
to go talk to your landlord.
baggy shirts, and
you got to get dressed
there
up.
weren't that many. Like they were all just kind of like weird or just like donated shirts from old club rushes or weird company events, things that I wasn't actually interested in. But I did get two. I got a Wicked shirt.
My Wicked shirt. Oh my God, that's in
$1
such nice condition. I wear that
and I
every
love
day.
Wicked.
If you guys watch my vlogs, that's in every
I
single
paired this with
vlog.
a white pair of pants and
I would never wear this as an outfit out and about because I wore this shirt to death. This one's just too damaged to wear out and about. But again, how I like tie my shirt up, that wasn't, somebody said that was very popular back then. That was something that I did because it was popular and not because I enjoyed it. So here's what I'll say about some of these outfits. This is where I can start tying it into OSDD. For me, what the problem was is I would style this outfit. So take this outfit right here and I'd be like, okay, I like the Wicked. I like that it's a baggy t-shirt. It balances out the tight clothes. But then I felt the need to like, okay, I need to show skin, show a little bit of sex appeal. Now I understand that I have parts and that parts were getting uncomfortable. There were different comfort levels within all of the parts happening in my brain. That's why it was such a struggle for me to get dressed, because I couldn't appease all of them. And I think it was because I wasn't taking into account like all of their opinions in that sense. And so with this, it was just varying levels of comfort is for these ones specifically, because I didn't feel sexy, but I felt like I had to be sexy. And so I just would like do it, but then look at photos of myself or look in the mirror and be like, no, I don't know about this. So there's a couple more outfits I think on here that I have a better explanation
wearing
for.
just a giant t-shirt around the house, because that's not fashion. That's me being lazy. But moving on to some of the shorts that I got, I did need new shorts. And so the first pair I got was, I'm really liking this like tan, beige, cream colors because it does really complement all of the green tones that I wear. These ones,
again, I only wore green for like 2 years. I only wore green.
A little bit. Like I think I have a couple more lbs to lose before.
Oh, even then I say I have a couple more. Even then I was so body conscious. I mean, that's going to be a thing with everything. Anytime I'm doing a thrift haul, it's always going to be thinking about my body. You guys know this. Again, safari vibes. Like, I'm so tan. I'm like, I wish I was that tan again. But I always hate hearing my past self talk about my body like that, because still lots of healing to do there. But it just, you just want to go back and hug her and say like, don't say that about yourself, because she looks great. You look fantastic. It's not anything that needs to be commented on. Like, but I think that also goes to show that I was, again, not shopping for my own comfort levels. I was shopping for like, I don't know, I guess this is what people think. But let me skip ahead. Okay, so here's one more outfit we had. Again, very safari vibes, very like anything green and tan is just going to give me like Jurassic Park. I did have a crop top era, but it had to be high-waisted. I think that's also why like I didn't like some of these things. And I think there's one more outfit in here. Okay, yeah, so in here, so Ron asks, what part or parts do you think styled your looks at that time? So I'm about to get into that, because here's what I think was happening. So this part's kind of interesting.
I actually kind of
look at that outfit. That's so Jurassic Park.
I also needed a pair of white shorts. These were $4 and they're like nice brand new Banana Republic shorts. Like, you guys got to go thrifting. It's so fun. But these, I just needed a pair of white shorts, and these are actually a little too tight, so I didn't want to pair it with any tighter tops because it would have been like a real muffin top situation going on. Mm-hmm. But I did pair it with like a looser shirt that I had, and I don't like this outfit. I think this is like one of those basic bitch outfits that I was talking about, where I just pair a shirt with some shorts and call it fashion, and I'm like, all right, ready to go. So I don't know. I have more work to do. Another item I got was,
so this shirt here. This is kind of the style that I had at this time. It was like the cold shoulders, loose fit. And the reason, and so here's why I think who was dressing me at this time and why I was trying to get out of it was because these were the clothes that like my mom was buying me. So again, during this time period, I got out of a relationship and I moved back in with my parents and I was completely starting over. And so I was at home for about a year. And because I was at home, you know, I was with my mom a lot more. And so she was buying me more clothes. And it was one of those things where it was just like, what she was buying for me isn't what I would wear. But like, I couldn't tell her no. And I couldn't be like, no, thank you. You know, so it was one of those situations, like everybody has that where like your mom buys you something and then it's like, well, I guess I'll wear it around her sort of thing. But then because I didn't have my own personal sense of style, that actually influenced a lot of what I was wearing. And so there was like a hot minute, like for about a year, where I was literally dressing like my mom. I literally was like wearing the same types of silhouettes as she was, very like flowy, floral kind of stuff. And I hated it because I was like, I look like my mom. Like, what is this? So that's why I was like, oh, I need to, the pink shirt. Like, I'm pretty sure my mom has that pink shirt. Like, I'm pretty sure that could be from her own closet kind of thing. So I think I was like, oh, I need my own personal sense of style. So I can't look like my mom. So I have to show some belly, but I also hate my belly. So my pants can't be too tight, but then I don't know what else to wear if I don't have that. So that's also contributing to a lot of the confusion. But this one here, this outfit is from the part of like Christian Girl Autumn. This was like what my Pinterest was seeing a lot of, okay, like turtlenecks and like skirts, that's normal. And
so I was really excited about
things of that sort. And then
I've been loving lately.
I remember these shoes.
My size, and it was a purple sticker, which was 50% off. So I think these came to like $4.
Like I was just shopping, like I like this. I don't know how to wear it, so I guess I never will. Or I would find outfits to recreate, and I'd be like, okay, I guess this is normal, and then I'd never wear that either.
Tips is what I learned that they're called.
I'm gonna skip ahead and go to.
Again, I want to try to get a couple more pieces that can complement these shoes. Similar.
Her last diatribe before I dive into mine.
Platform gold.
Okay, so now we're cooking. So here's where like shoes is where I started to get a little bit more like, okay, this is me. So I bought these pink wingtip shoes, but then I found these kooky, silly gold
I just really like these shoes, and I want to learn. Or I want to try to get a couple more pieces that can complement these shoes a little bit more, because I just thought it was like a fun statement piece. You know, they're not just Vans, they're unique. They're fun. The other pair of shoes I got were very similar, but they were giant platform gold wingtip shoes with a little bit more of a rounded edge.
So like, this is what I would want to, like, this is where I'd be like, hey,
I got this shirt,
I feel fun in this outfit.
Shirt, and then I paired it with these.
Again, I tied up my shirt because I was like, I need to show more skin.
They ended up being a size 8 in men's because I ended up being like, I was swimming in them. But I really like these shoes, and I just thought like, whenever I see things like that, I just want to get it and embrace it and wear it. Like, who cares? Like, they're weird shoes. They're fun shoes. I actually think they're costume shoes. Like, they were not comfortable. But it was like, you have to take those risks and you have to kind of try to incorporate it into your wardrobe somehow.
But here's the thing. I never took the risk. So all of those things, we're going to listen to her last spiel here. But all of those things that I showed you in this video, I wanted to do this video specifically because I was like kind of just scrubbing through the video, watching those outfits going like, I remember buying all of those. And I remember never wearing any of those outfits again. I maybe wore like one or two on the offhand thing, but I was so confused on my personal style during this time. And the reason why, when Ron asked, what parts do you think styled my looks at the time? It was COVID JC, who had no sense of identity, had no sense of who I was because I was coming out of this 8-year-long relationship. I had just moved away from my parents. I was in my sublet. So I was living alone for the first time in my life in a new city. And so I was just like, oh God, like, I don't know, who am I? Or who do I want to be? And so the whole idea with OSDD is that I get to customize my avatar. I get to be this video game character, dress them up, and be whoever I wanted to be. But I didn't know what that looked like. And so now I understand is one of the reasons I was getting so confused. And despite buying so many clothes, so I was going shopping all the time. I was buying so many clothes with no direction of how to even wear them. And I understand now that it was just because, again, I had these parts that weren't comfortable in all of the different outfits, but I also put so much shame on myself. So I would shame myself. I would create these outfits, look at them, and then shame myself for being like, I can't, I'm still wearing the same 5 shirts. Like, I'm still wearing all of this. Like, JC, you need to switch it up more. Okay, let's go shopping again. So I'd go shopping again. I'd buy new things. I'd never wear them. I would shame myself. Or when I would wear them, I would shame myself because I'd feel like this doesn't feel like me. Like, this isn't, I don't know. I don't like any of these things. Like, I just don't get it. And so after a while, I only started wearing green because I just adopted that mindset of like, just be a cartoon character. Take getting yourself dressed out of the equation because it's causing you so much distress. And it was so much easier for me to just be like, as long as I wear green, hey, that's part of my brand. And I guess that's good enough. And I didn't have the wherewithal to even try to put an outfit together. And so now that I understand that it's OSDD, just by naming the experience has given me the freedom to understand that like, oh, now when I dress, I just need to honor my parts. I just need to understand that I have different parts that are going to feel different ways about my outfits. So instead of going the route of, okay, I'm a new cartoon character or I'm a new avatar, a sim that I get to customize my avatar, I'm going to be somebody totally new. Instead, what I've been doing lately is taking inspiration from all of my parts and kind of getting all of their input. So if you guys follow me on social media, I have this new series on TikTok. I call it Styled by My System. And what I've been doing is I've been taking an old photo from my past. So that sweater vest one is a great example. That I used that one recently where I'd be like, hey, so today we're getting dressed by high school JC. She was super into sweater vests and she kind of got teased for it. So we're going to reclaim the sweater vest today. I went and I thrifted a new sweater vest and then I created an outfit from it. But now the idea is that like, okay, so the sweater vest, that comes from high school JC. You know what? Maybe I will have a little bit of cropped because COVID JC or LA JC, she needs to feel a little bit sexy. I'll show some skin. But then I also need a bright color because middle school JC liked the fun colors and the fun prints. So I'll incorporate that down here. But then LA JC, who back is hurting and is getting old, she needs comfort. So instead of trying to pair it with boots or high heels, because that's what looks cute, we're going for comfort. So that's been what's happening in my brain now every time I get dressed, is that it's become a lot more of dressing with intention and flexibility and not just being like, here's what this person wants to wear today. Like, I'm just going to wear it. I have to account for all of my parts. And so I've been having so much fun building outfits and kind of through that process, I've been getting more of a personal style because I'm learning that like each part really does have a distinct taste. And it's fascinating. Like the brain work that I'm doing. Yeah, Icy said that you saw the sweater vest video. Yeah, where I reclaimed the sweater vest. That has been so freeing because I'm doing parts work in a simple action of getting dressed in the morning. And even when I do like my YouTube videos, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to wear a fun outfit, but I need the fun part to be up top because that's what's on camera. Okay, ladies in my brain, what do we want to wear? And so then you build the outfit and you say, what does this outfit need? And then I can ask my parts, okay, like we need to feel a little bit classier. Okay, how about some jewelry? And then I put on some jewelry. And then it'll be like, okay, what else? You know what? I feel like I look like a little kid. Let's show some more skin so we can feel more adult. And it's become like this formula that's coming easier and easier for me to create. Stacy says that's a fun way to create an outfit. You guys try it. Like everybody has parts. I have a mental disorder where I can name the experience, but it's just one of those things where you just gotta say like, what does this outfit need that I don't feel like myself in? And I think that's the biggest overall vibe of like why I couldn't identify my personal style is I had an identity disorder. I had this identity disorder that I didn't know how to describe. And I would get dressed and I didn't know who I was. And I didn't know who I was even dressing for, but I never felt like myself when I dressed. And so I lacked confidence. I shamed myself for it, and I gave up altogether. That's another thing I apparently do. I just quit altogether when things get too hard. I go, dressing myself and having a personal style is too hard. I quit. And so then I stopped trying. So the other thing that I did after this era, when I get into LAJC, where again, if you go through like my old Instagram, you'll see all this. What ended up starting to help me was I started renting my clothes, and I loved renting my clothes. If I can get like good income going again, I will rent my clothes again because I absolutely loved it. But renting my clothes really started to help me define my personal style, because I would rent interesting pieces. And there's like the service that I use, it's called Nuuly. And they have normal clothes on there, but they also have like more fun statement pieces. So I got into it when I was going on some vacations. So like I was going to Cancun, and I was like, well, I don't want to buy all new clothes. Well, I'll just rent them, because I'm not going to buy some island jumpsuits and never wear them again. But then as I got more into it, I was like, wait, like I can practice styling myself, because I'll force myself to wear things if I only have them for a month and return them. And that really helped me get into this process of like, okay, how do I put together an outfit and not just put on the clothes? So that's been kind of interesting, just seeing how far I've come and understanding that like I didn't know how to dress myself or have a personal style because I didn't know who I was as a person. I was this new person living in LA, and I was confused, and I just wanted it off of my list. So let's see what she has to say for the end of her.
But those were just a few of
the video
thrifting
here.
pieces that I got. Again, this is kind of just the start of me trying to figure out what I want to wear in life, you know? I'm fine continuing to wear these basic shirts and jeans, but it's just not as personal, you know? You know, life's too short to not have like a little bit of fun with your clothes. So I'm going to keep hunting, keep adding to my unnecessarily large collection of clothes.
Yeah, like I said, I had so many clothes.
Into fashion outfits. So if you guys have any advice, like if somebody wants to come and like queer eye me, please.
I'll do it, JC, in the future.
So I thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I just want to do a quick little birthday haul, and I thank you so much for tuning in. If you like
Happy
this video,
birthday.
make sure to like and subscribe and hit the little bell notification below, and join me on any future activities that I do here on my channel. So I thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Toodles!
Toodles, JC.
I bought this hat because I thought it was funny.
Oh, I still have that hat. I love that hat.
It's a LaCroix hat. I thought it was so funny. Oh, I also got a plant. That's not fashion, but let me show you. This plant was like $7.
Hey, I just showed that in a video recently.
Whatever it is.
That's back there. It's that one. There. I can't do reversed. It's that plant. So I guess that's when I got it. Okay, Toodles, JC. So like she said, I needed somebody to come queer eye me because I didn't know what to do. But the overall vibe is that I now have been using fashion as communication in my system. And I have been having more fun than ever getting dressed every day. But I think a big part of that comes with the confidence to do it, because if you guys go to my Instagram, I now have an Instagram highlight album with like just some outfits. It's pretty new. I'm getting started on it. But of some of just like the kooky outfits that I've been wearing, and how in the past, I feel like I would have been so self-conscious wearing them. I would have been like, this is so out there. Like, I'm not confident enough to wear like a mushroom sweater vest out and about. But now, because I'm just so much more comfortable in my skin, and I'm getting that sense of identity and getting that like idea of who I am as a person, I've been going out there and I have been telling myself like, oh my God, I am living like Lizzie McGuire or That's So Raven. And I'm so proud of myself, because some of my outfits, I feel like were just so out of my comfort zone in the past that now I'm like, no, I think I want to wear all of these stuff. And so I've been thrifting more and getting more unique pieces and styling them in ways that I feel like is a little bit untraditional, but I'm finally finding my personal style these days. And it's been so fun, but it's also just been so good for my mental health, because it is just communication between my parts, which I think has been so helpful. Erin asks, do you ever get overwhelmed by choosing an outfit because the lady's in your head? Yes, I will say before I would get overwhelmed to the point where I'd be like, screw it. And I would put on a default outfit. Like I'd put on just one of the same 4 rotating outfits where it's just like, we all agree on this outfit. So like, fine, like that's okay. And I remember in my relationship, I had this one shirt that my ex would call, he'd go, oh, that's your fancy shirt. And I'd be like, what? He goes, oh, you wear that for like all of your occasions. And I was like, oh no, you're right. Because I would get so overwhelmed that I'd just be like, well, this is one that we all agree on, so we all have to wear it. And now the way that I get overwhelmed, I would say it's more of like, I have to fine tune an outfit a lot more to where it's almost like, dang it, now I'm getting too much input. So like a good example would be last weekend, I went out for brunch with my best friends and I thrifted these pair of neon orange heels. Like there were these block heels and I was so determined to wear them because I was like, I've thrifted these and they're cool and I'm going to make them look cool. But then all of my parts got overwhelmed because it was like, well, now we're not comfortable. Now we don't have we don't have any personal items on. Now the whole outfit is thrifted and there's nothing like from our own things. And so I remember being like, how do I make this work? And it took so long to create a basic outfit centered around the shoes. Like it was such a struggle just to be like, I want to wear these shoes. How can we wear these shoes? That it felt like an argument of like, does everybody agree? Does everybody agree on this outfit? Okay, we're wearing the shoes. And I think it turned out to be a cute outfit. And so sometimes it really does feel like arguments and it feels like I have to appease all of these parts now. Like, did I take it too far? But it has made it easier to create outfits in that sense, but it's made things in my life easier. So one of the things I also wanted to talk about that's been a really cool big update with like a lot of my OSDD parts work, excuse me, is away from fashion and everything. I've learned a lot about teams, how there are teams of my parts. And I wish Brittany were here in this stream because she uses different vocabulary than I do, but like sometimes hers makes a lot more sense than how I say it. So she says, she calls her parts characters. And I don't know if she uses the word teams or not, but the idea for me is I have a lot of body image insecurities, as you guys know. And I'm learning that there are teams of parts because not all of my parts have body insecurity issues. Some of my parts are okay showing like my stomach and they're like, I'm the hottest thing in the world. But then I have multiple parts that struggle with that. So I'm learning this concept of there being teams that are fighting against each other. So like when body image comes up, I have different parts going like, nope, we need to protect ourselves from that. We are not safe when it comes to this, abort mission. And then other parts being like, what are you talking about? You're fine. So this concept of teams I'm learning about, it's for so many different aspects of my life. It'll be an ongoing thing documenting everything. But the main thing that I'm working on is like body image, but that's coming through with my fashion, where I feel those teams coming up and raising their hands when we're putting on an outfit and being like, hey, like we don't look good in that, turn to the side and pinch your belly. And so it's not just like, who said that in there? Because it's a whole set of them. It's a whole bunch of them who are guarding my brain from feeling bad about my body. And so it's been interesting starting to uncover that and dissect that because that's a whole healing journey on itself. But again, naming the experience of it being OSDD has been instrumental in me healing from so many things because it's like, oh, it's not just me, it's parts of me. And that's why it's been so hard to explain. So the video that I'll give you a little sneak peek of a video. I'm working on a video about binge eating. So trigger warning, I'll be talking about eating disorders in that sense. And binge eating was one of those things where I would go, I don't have binge eating disorder. I binge eat sometimes, but like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not it. And when I was in my therapy program, it kept coming up a lot where my therapist was just like, you're a binge eater. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. You don't understand. I'm not. It just like happens. Then as I do my program, learning that I have parts, a part has binge eating. And so it was one of those things of like, oh, I have it, but like only a little bit, a little part of me. But now that I understand that it's a part of me, you have to heal that part in a different way than you would traditional healing for that type of disorder. And so just understanding that like, oh, it's parts and I have to go about things in a different way. I can work with that. I can heal in a certain way where I'm almost the therapist in the situation. So I'm not the one who needs to heal from the binge eating. I need to heal my part and be a therapist for them and work it out through with them, if that makes sense. So it's been just so interesting learning so much about myself and learning like how to cope with a lot of different things when it's just like this time last year, I was giving up on life because it's just like, I don't know what's happening. I quit. So it's hard to say. Icy asks, does OSDD ever resolve or is it a life journey? So great question. There is this concept of integration with OSDD and DID, where the goal of that type of therapy is to integrate your parts and then you become a whole, complete person. What the process that I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to go for full integration because for me, I'm just now learning I have this and my whole life is crumbling before me and is making sense. And like, you know, that glass shattering sound of like, that's why I do this. Like, that's why this, that integration for me wouldn't be possible because I'm still learning so much about it. So the process that I'm going through is called blending, where it's more of just like instead of being so completely fragmented, instead of it being completely separate personas and alters and characters, I'm starting to blend them more into the system. And it's going to take perhaps years to get to the concept where I go, oh, all of these parts are me, because that's what I'm struggling with right now is that like, I don't see it as like, oh yeah, that happened to me. It's still very much of like, that happened to her. Yeah, it was me, but that's not me anymore. So it's a her. So that's kind of like the concept. So with DID integration, where it's full on like, oh, that's me. Like all my parts are now me. I am one whole complete person. I can foresee that for myself in the future. But right now I'm so much focused on like, I want to learn my parts. I want to get to know my parts and understand why I am the way that I am, why my parts are the way that they are. And I think that's just been more of a fulfilling journey for myself. So it can be a lifetime thing, but I can also tell you that certain parts are getting blended naturally in certain facets. So with the binging example that I just gave, I'll talk about this in the video, is I haven't been binging as much because that part is naturally getting blended into my system because of safety. So the binging was a coping mechanism and a distraction because that part was so fragmented and always felt unsafe and was always just turned on and activated, that since doing the parts work, since talking to that part, since healing that part of so many different things, that part's coping mechanism isn't needed as much. And as they're getting more blended, they aren't appearing as often. So it's kind of like a natural process. Parts get activated in weird different ways. But yeah, it kind of just like, I wouldn't say resolves itself, but you definitely get more blended over time. And I'm experiencing that. But it's also interesting, just every week it's something new of like, I feel like I can watch my brain in different ways now and just be like, wow, like that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm doing. I was hanging out with some friends where it was like I was watching my brain from the outside and my friend was talking and I was watching myself dissociate as they talk. And I'm listening to what they're saying, but my brain is watching something else. And then I'm watching my brain going, whoa, I'm dissociating right now and still listening. That's crazy. So where are my eyes? Oh, my eyes are turned up. Like I have this talent now where I'm like, I can see things differently and understand things about myself. But I also feel like that's why I'm so tired. I'm tired all the time because I'm just using my brain in such different ways now that like it's overwhelming and it's exhausting. And then there's so many different body parts that are still in so much pain and struggling. So it's definitely one of those things that it's an ongoing process and I'm still working with it. But we'll see. One of the other cool life updates or fun life updates is I am going to Arizona for 2 weeks. I will be house sitting for my sister. So that way I could give her diabetic cat his shots. You know, little Pepe needs his insulin every day. So I got to be there to pet sit for her and water all of their plants. And so I'm going to kind of treat it as like a content creator retreat. So I have this house to myself for 2 weeks. I'm going to try to do like, you know, how writers are just like, I wish I could just go away and be locked in a room and just finish my book in 2 weeks. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing it. Okay, you live in Phoenix. Okay, yeah. So I'll be like in the area sort of thing. And oh, thank you, Icy. I try. I said, just go to Costco and buy me food. That's all I need. I'll watch your cat, but I'll be fine. But I'm kind of excited to just lock myself in a room and film videos, get some TikToks in, like try to get some content going, because I've been struggling a lot lately with just like my productivity because I've been so tired, and I have to stop like shaming myself. The problem is that like I need to make money, like the money's running out and life isn't getting any cheaper. So like I shame myself for when I have lazier days or when I'm not as productive, because it's just like, you want to starve? You want to keep complaining about the price of groceries for forever? Then get to it. And I feel like it's a lot easier to be easy on yourself when you're at home, because it's just like, oh, like I don't feel great today. I guess I'll just take a nap or I'll go shopping instead. So I'm kind of excited to just lock myself in a house where there's nothing else to do except get content done. I will say she does have a pool though. I'm excited to use that. It's supposed to be like triple digits out there though. I hope I don't burn to death. I hope I get as tan though as that JC from that video, because that'd be nice. So I'll see if I live stream while I'm out there. I'm going to bring all my equipment. But I'm also working on just not being so hard on myself in terms of output, because I have in my head a schedule of like, okay, I want to do 1 live stream a week, 2 videos, a vlog, 10 TikToks, 2 Instagram posts. Like, I think that's a lot of my marketing manager brain going in, where it's just like, stick to the schedule. And then when I can't, because I have a mental disorder and I'm like struggling to feel my body and like make money, that I need to go easier on myself. So I've been pumping out good. Thank you, Icy. I've been really trying on TikTok, and that's been the most frustrating thing. TikTok can kiss my ass. I hate TikTok right now. It is, you're just a slave to the algorithm. And sometimes it takes 100 videos before you do one. It's actually really funny. Aaron, okay, yeah, Aaron, I think we were talking about that in one of my comments, how like, oh yeah, we're both marketing managers, that like your brain thinks in terms of output and schedule and exactly what you need to do. And that's what I've been trying to do on TikTok. But I was talking to a friend who, she's an actress, and I tell her, I said, I tried acting and I could not do it. The thing that I hated about acting was how much you have to audition without getting the role. I was like, all you're doing all day is auditioning. I was like, you're not working enough for the auditions. And every actor that you meet in LA will be like, yeah, but once you finally book that one, it pays for all of the other times that you didn't book. So like, yeah, you do 20 auditions, but then you book one and it pays for all of those. And I told them I couldn't live that lifestyle. I could never, like, I can't face that sort of rejection. And then I go on TikTok and I was like, oh, that's what I'm doing on TikTok. That's literally like, you work to do 100 videos and you wait for that one to go off. You wait for that one slot machine to finally hit, and then it's all worth it. But it's that interim part where you're not hitting, where you're not getting the role, you're not getting that viral video. That's so frustrating that you just got to stick with it. But I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I hated acting, and I'm just doing it in a different form. I don't know why I'm punishing myself this way. But I have been doing a lot of therapy for that, in the sense where my therapist gave me some good affirmations where it was, are you putting out content that you're aligned with and that like you're proud of? And it's like, yeah, I am. And then it's like, are you doing content for them or for yourself? And I was like, lately, because I've been doing a lot more OSDD content, it's a lot more fulfilling and a lot more of like, I want to spread the word, but I'm doing it with like my styled by my system, that it still feels creative and fun. And so it's that idea of like, okay, I'm happy and satisfied with my content, so that's the best I can do. Like, it checks out. A lot of my friends are actors, and it is such a tough life. I don't know how they do it. It is. And the fact that like those auditions are so demanding, I was like, how do they get away with this? These like acting, who's on the other side of these? Casting agents. I was like, you're going to make people get dressed up, learn 2 pages of lines, and then not hire them? That's just rude to me. I could never. The other funny thing too is that I'll have to start, if like social media doesn't get going soon, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get another part-time job again. And this is funny, you guys. Right up the street from me, they are opening a brand new ice cream shop. And I'm like, gosh darn it. Am I about to go work another ice cream scooping job just to pay the bills? I might, because I actually loved my ice cream scooping job and it helped pay the bills. So I don't know. We'll see on that. I know, laugh all you want. I think it's funny too, because I would never go back to being a marketing manager, Aaron. I couldn't survive working behind a computer. I couldn't do it. I just could not. I just felt trapped doing Zoom calls and doing, I guess it's because my job went remote, but so much of that job didn't use a lot of my personality that I was just like, if I don't get paid for my personality in my life, what's this all for? So I was like, okay, I can't go back to a marketing job. I make content for a recruitment agency all day, every day. I have no mental energy left for my own social media. Literally, I have lots of respect for content creators. When I was a social media manager, I hated social media because I had to do it as a job. And it's just all about analytics. Like, it's all about ROIs, and it's all about like just the results as opposed to the content creation process. That you nailed it on the head, that like no energy, like it takes away from it. And I also think I mentioned it in another video where when I was a marketing manager, event planning was a big part of my job, and I hated that. It stressed me out so much. I hated event planning, and I was like, I can't live like this. This is too stressful for me. So we'll see. Cece said, my son's just decided to become an actor. More power to them. If they have the passion and the drive and the patience is key. You can make it. You can make a good living. I know a lot of people who they understand that they might not win an Oscar someday, but they are working actors where they're in commercials consistently. They make good money and they enjoy like the entertainment business, that like there's so many different facets of it that you can make it work. And then Icy says, I can't wait for your hosting gigs to pick up again. That seems like your passion. I'm glad you brought this up. So big, cool announcement. So for my talk show, we have been doing so much on my talk show in terms of bringing more technology into it. There's an ice cream man outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's like right outside my window. Do you mind, ice cream man? Before my hosting gig, we do a lot of cool live interactive parts, but we're doing this thing where we can live stream the same stream to multiple platforms. So not just to YouTube, to TikTok, to Instagram, but we can do it from multiple channels. So starting this Sunday, we're going live from Lifestyles, which is my talk show host, and my own individual. I know, ice cream everywhere. Is this a sign from the universe, actually? Is this one of those, like, how I manifested, like, dear universe, give me a sign of what I should do for financial abundance, and then an ice cream truck passes? Dang it. I guess I gotta go scoop ice cream again. But anyway, on Sunday, I know it's Mother's Day, but Sunday morning, keep an eye out on all of my social platforms, because we're going to test out going live from my channels as well. And so that's like a big technological thing, because that's going to be huge for our show. If we could get guests on and be like, yeah, but then you can also stream it from your own show. And it looks legit. We also do live polls that like people can take the polls from TikTok, from Instagram, from YouTube, and it shows up on my feed. If you comment, it'll tell me where you're commenting from. We can accept live calls now. We do trivia games. Like, we've been putting in so much work to make it very technological. And so to see it start to come to fruition has been really exciting. But we want to start like tapping into my audience more and seeing if like some of my audience wants to tune in. So if you're around on Sunday morning, and if you see that I'm live on anything, just pop in and like play my games. There'll be like a lot of gaps in between because we're still like practicing some stuff, but it helps me out if you just like go in and take our polls. You don't need to like video call in or participate, but if you just like, if we see the numbers, that'll help us. So it should be pretty fun. Aaron says, oh, ew, events planning. Literally. Luckily, I don't have to do that. My manager loves event planning, so I let her do that. I get to design the invitation and banners and take the photos. Yes, so that's literally my job. So when I was a marketing manager, for the event planning, I outsourced that to somebody else. And then I worked with the graphic design team to design all of the media for it. So all of the banners, posters, invitations. And then I liked doing the decorations, but like not the part. I didn't like doing permits or like planning venues, anything like that. I hated it. Nope, not for me. It's funny because at that time in my life, I thought I would open up my own marketing agency. I thought, okay, this is my long-term goal. Like, I'm going to be a marketing consultant, professional, because I was good at it and I liked it. But now in hindsight, I'm just like, I will never do that again. But now the goal is I'm all in on hosting. And so if I have to go scoop ice cream, what would take a back seat would be the content creation, because hosting is like that show. That is my passion project right now. That's where I want my life and career to go. So you would probably see less of me on my own individual channels, but after a while, it's kind of like, I got to start focusing on where I want my own goals to go. And that would be it. So we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But if this TikTok algorithm doesn't get going for me, there will be hell to pay. Honestly, when there was going to be that TikTok ban, I kind of wanted TikTok to get banned because I was like, this is only going to help me because I do so much better on all the other platforms that like, but TikTok is so important. Ugh. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm probably going to end it here. Keep this a short one today. Brittany didn't hop on, but Brittany, if you're watching the aftermath of this, happy birthday. I hope you had a great birthday. And I'll see you next time I see you. I will bring all my live streaming stuff to Arizona, so I might have a new backdrop there. And if I can get everything set up out there, then I'll go live out there. But as usual, I'll post on my community tab on YouTube, like when I'm going live, just so you have an update, I guess. I don't know. But thank you guys for everybody who did tune in and chit chat. I just like talking to you guys. Aaron, Icy, we had a bunch of people in here today. Cece, Stacy, Eastside. If you're on Instagram, DM me like any restaurants you recommend. Even though I'm going to be barring myself in. Maybe what's good on DoorDash, because my goal is I don't want to leave and spend money. That's the whole idea. We also had Maritza, Max popped in, Learning and Growing. Everyone, thank you all for being here. I do this because I like hanging out with you guys. Oh, and Tanya, thanks for being here, Tanya. But I'll see you guys next week. I have a video coming out tomorrow, so make sure to go give that lots of love. And I will see you guys next time. Toodles!